Hey y'all, what's up, chicken butts? Happy Sunday. So, today I'm going to be talking about Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. So, this was, and I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta grab my notes now. So this was a one season wonder put out by Aaron Sorkin, who did The West Wing. Um, Anyway, I'm going to talk about that and also Matthew Perry's sobriety. So let's talk about the show itself. So, first of all, the cast is amazing. It was really kind of set up for success, but the year that it came out, 2006, same year my daughter was born, the year that it came out, they also launched 30 Rock, and they were both behind the scenes shows kind of about sketch comedy, live sketch comedy, and they kind of were competing with each other. 30 Rock had a better time slot. They had Studio 60 following Heroes, which didn't make a whole lot of sense because those are two totally different audiences. The other thing is, um, I think it like when I watch something, I watch it for the relationships. And don't get me wrong, I was all about Studio 60 at the time. Listen, I am a must see TV bitch. I was all, if you called me during ER in the 90s, I would answer the phone, who's fucking dead? Swear to God. So, like, and I loved The West Wing. It was something that my dad and I would watch together, my mom and I would watch together. So like I have a lot of memories tied up in that, and that's all goofy. But so yeah. So anyway, but there was a little bit of emptiness in it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the producing team. You know, West Wing, we had John and Llewellyn Wells, who John Wells had done ER. He's doing the Pit now, which let's face it, I'm a Pit groupie at this point. It's not even cute. But also, um, so that was part of it, I think the producing team. But I also think that the subject matter, as you get further into the series, the subject matter about Albie, played by Matthew Perry's character, is struggling with addiction and everything. And while that may seem like a great idea, like for Matthew Perry's mental health, no. If he's a you know what I mean? He also kind of was the weakest performance, and it's not, he had the ability to get the dialogue down and kind of do all that, but if you're struggling and stuff, a 1 hour drama to record at that time, oh my god, because what, 22, 24 episodes, that's grueling, that's a long schedule. um and also, if you're in the throes of addiction, sometimes you have difficulty making personal connections. Um, and I think that kind of shows in his scenes. The quippy scenes, the funny scenes are fan fucking tastic. But when you get down to like his relationship to Harriet, the amazing Sarah Paulson. What? Anyway, sorry, that was ridiculous. But oh my God, Sarah Paulson, right? Um, but when you get in down into the actual relationship stuff of it, um, yeah, like it's not, you don't feel the connection. You don't feel like I didn't feel like they had a history, and it made me not like Harriet for a lot of the series because I'm ride or die, and of course I loved Matthew Perry. So, like, anyway, so that was part, I think, of the issue with why it only got one season. Um, but yeah, I think that was really, it was sad. I don't know, and then I went back and rewatched it because I watched, the Matthew Perry documentary that's on Peacock a couple weeks ago, and I was really struck by Hank Azaria was talking about how Matthew Perry saved his life, and I thought that was amazing, and I didn't know that, and he said he would be dead without him. And then I was kind of, and oh, I'm gonna put on my tinfoil tiara for this one. And then I was looking back and I was checking, and he kind of Matthew Perry, after Studio 60, kind of really disappeared from public life. It had been touch and go. I think he might have had a short-lived sitcom at one point, but, it was interesting to me, and I don't know that that was a coincidence. That could not have been good for his mental health, which in turn could not have been good for his sobriety, is all I'm saying. So, let's take a look here. Uh, sorry, I got notes, man. Um, all right, I do love me some must-see TV. All right, now let's get back into actually Studio 60. So, we got Bradley Whitford from West Wing. He's on Handmaid's Tale now. I like him. I, of course, was a huge stan with him as Josh Lyman and everything. He's great in it. We've got Amanda Peet, who I really love. But now let me tell you something. I am a sucker for a pregnant woman, and she is pregnant through like the balance of this series. Um, And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but if I remember on talk shows and shit at the time, um, she, they had to write her pregnancy into the show, that maybe that wasn't necessarily planned. And then I got issues. I don't like the manipulation of a pregnancy in jeopardy. I understand, and it's important that women talk about these things and everything, and I want to see that represented. But shows like this, shows like Grey's Anatomy, they put the pregnancies in jeopardy way too much, and it's sensationalized. And I think that maybe had there been more women on the production team, FYI, 22, 24 episodes, 2 women directors. What the actual fuck? Y'all do fucking better, honestly. Anyway, sorry. I got the ass about that. Um, And in comparison to what I'm watching now, I think that shows. You look at a show like Severance, and I think about half of the episodes have been directed by women. You see a lot more female showrunners and stuff. And that fucking matters. Again, representation matters. So let's get more, you know, we're over 50% of the population. Maybe y'all fucking act like it. Ah! Anyway, um, so we've got Amanda Peet, yes, pregnant woman. And then we've got the magnificent Sarah Paulson. Um, it just queen and everything about her. And oh my God, watch Sarah Paulson on a fucking talk show. She's a goddamn delight. You will not be disappointed. So 100%. Also, I will say what I found interesting when I rewatched, because this came out, as I said, in 2006. So that's what, 2 years before Obama takes office, or 3 years, I guess, but 2 years before the 2008 election. Um, and, primaries were heating up and everything. And that same kind of political climate, they talk a lot about censorship and make sure you're appealing to this type of American or this type of American. And they talked a lot about that in the show. And I will say that that did give me a little bit of hope, because I saw where we were, that, and there were a lot of parallels to where we are now, although, fucking Elon Musk, but anyway, tinfoil hat Tuesday. Anyway, um, but yeah, I found that very, very interesting. Um, and of course, the dialogue is fantastically great. It is. Nobody writes snappy dialogue like Aaron Sorkin, but again, now and then, that was what and I love the references. One of my favorite shows of all times is Billions, but they also put the investment in building the relationships, in addition to the snappy dialogue, in addition to the cool references. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there has to be more to it. And this show almost fell after the first 5 or 6 episodes. I think maybe the cast and crew got disheartened after they realized no one was fucking watching it. I don't know. Supposedly Sorkin quit the show because there were issues with his addiction at the time too. So, I don't know. But also allegedly, um, it feels like almost like a factory production. Anyway, but it does. It drops the ball on the actual relationships. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the cast and crew. Tommy Schlamme, he directed a ton of West Wing episodes. Him and Christopher Marciano, who directed the very first, who I believe directed the pilot of West Wing, and I think they both directed for ER at some point. But you know, the tracking shots, the walk and talk, all of that, which I like. I like what that's brought to TV and stuff. Um, but again, a difference in kind of the heart of the show is John and Llewellyn Wells were on the West Wing. Of course, John Wells was with ER. Neither of them were producers on Studio 60, and I found that interesting too. Okay, back to the cast. Sorry. Steven fucking Weber is also a fucking delight in this show. We've got D.L. Hughley, Sarah Paulson, Matt Cordry, uh, Simon Helberg, who went on to do The Big Bang Theory. Let's see. And then we've got Mark McKinney, who D.L. Hughley, of course, was a stand-up and stuff before Studio 60. And Mark McKinney was Kids in the Hall with Dave Foley. Oh my God, Dave Foley. Gotta do a Fangirl Friday. Dave Foley. Oh my God. News radio? Fuck me running. Anyway. Um, and but we're the only two that, like, Mark McKinney was on SNL, did Kids in the Hall, so at least he, and I know they had other advisors and stuff, but also there was some lore that Lauren Michaels, that Aaron Sorkin had asked to like sit in on some meetings and sit in with SNL and shadow and stuff, and that Lauren Michaels, because of 30 Rock coming out, refused. I don't know if that's true or not, allegedly, but that's kind of ugly, but whatever. I don't blame you. It's competition. What the fuck ever. But anyway, it's kind of gatekeepy anyway. We got Evan Handler, Harry from Sex and the City, and he plays a real jackass in this show, but he's good in it. He's very good in it. And then my queen, Merritt Weaver. I will be covering her this Fangirl Friday. Merritt Weaver. You might know her from The New Girl. There was this Western she was in, the Netflix series Unbelievable. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to do a Fangirl Friday on her um on Friday, obviously. But she was just so amazingly good. So, and I love her, and I've been a fan ever since. I look for, she's in like the first scene of Michael Clayton, but I was like, I didn't really give a shit about Michael Clayton until she was in it. So, yeah, it was. So that's my shit about Studio 60. I think it was kind of fucked up. And I'm not saying anybody forced him to, but like, I don't know if it was fucked up, but it couldn't have been good for him. And I think that maybe where the creator and some of the cast was, and where Matthew Perry was at the time they were filming and at the time the show came out, showed. And also employ more women, for fuck's sakes. Jesus Christ. Let more women direct. Jesus Christ. Y'all are killing me. And let's not even talk about the actual diversity. So, because I'm white, so what the fuck can I say? But Jesus Christ, y'all, get a grip. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about that. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. And I'm also going to be talking about all the crazy shit I'm planning to jam into my visual and auditory diet this upcoming week. And then also, you join me on Tuesday. Oh, wait, I made a little thing. Wait, here it is. Tuesday. Join me Tuesday for Tinfoil Tiara Tuesday. I'm having fun with my graphic, with my little shit. Anyway, join me Tuesday for that. Wednesday, we're doing Weedy Wednesday. I'm picking up my mom's ashes on Thursday, so I'm not going to post anything on Thursday, but then join me for Fangirl Friday, and then Saturday for the weekly sauce. No traitors this week. That was the finale. I'm adding Real Housewives of Real Housewives of Atlanta starts tonight, I think, so I'm adding that. I don't think I'm gonna watch the Denise Richards show again. That was kind of torturous. So, anyway, y'all have a great Sunday. Self-care Sunday for us. So, did y'all notice that I like some alliteration going on? Yeah, I know. I got issues. But anyway, um, join me tomorrow and y'all take care of y'all. Bye.